Hello everyone. This is going to be a pick a deck reading or pick a pile. I have pre-shuffled and this is it's going to be there's three piles here, but within those three piles is three piles. So um, the the first category is your current situation or your circumstances. The second row will be message from spirit, and then the third row will be messages from your future self. I did this for myself earlier today because I was just curious, and boy, was I amazed. And then I did it again for the collective, just like this, except that I lost the whole thing because I was stupid on my camera. I'm sorry. So I'm doing this again. I'm really, really, really hopeful that it turns out, because those messages were all incredibly positive. And I think that we're still in the full moon energy of Libra, so things are harmonious and balanced and flowing nicely. And I'm hoping that that is the case. So while I'm yammering on here, hopefully you're picking a pile. Oh, this is Mary, by the way. Thanks for tuning in. And I always forget to tell people to, like, subscribe, share, all that kind of stuff. There's some, I don't know what the stones are specifically. This one is it looks almost like granite. It's got light blue and dark blue, maybe like lapis lazuli or something like that. In some light, I'm indoors right now and it's evening, so it's not really clear, but in the daylight, you can see occasional tiny little gold flecks. So it might be a lapis. This might be is this the rose? Kind of a rosy quartz of some sort. It's kind of pale peachy pink, almost looks like the Himalayan salt. And it's got a kind of a satiny sheen to it. It's not super high gloss, but it's, and you can see it's kind of got a little bit of a glow to it. And this one I know because I purchased it. This is Bumblebee Jasper. It's good for transformation and stuff like that. And I just really love how it looks. And that it's a really comfortable, like a little worry stone. It's really lovely to hold on to. So this is the other one. So pick your pile. I'll give you another second to look at it, and then we'll get started. Hi, group number 1. You picked the pretty, kind of a swirly blue, looks like might be lapis stone. We're going to start with your current energy, and then what I've done is I've dealt out 4 cards. It's not a formal spread, but I just thought that 4 cards, I chose that because that could represent spirit, our physical, our emotional, and our intellectual bodies that will all sort of come together. Door to value. Okay, so this is the current situation. The message from spirit. I'm also using 4 cards for the same reason. I'm doing that throughout. This is message from spirit, and then I chose another deck to sort of, tie in the energies. I don't know if you've seen my new and full moon readings that I do. I like to just pull an extra card to sort of highlight what the overall energy is. And then I'm going to move this deck out of room here. And here's your message from your future self. And I may or may not pull clarifiers. We'll see how things go. I'm going to start with Fork in the Road, which is from the Wisdom of the Oracle card. So here you go. Group number 1. Time to make a decision. So considering the consequences as you prepare to act, owning up to your obligation to make a necessary choice. So if this is accurate, door to value. This is specifically about money. I normally say value isn't, but with this card, it's clearly financially based. It's got dollar bills floating around. And I remember having consulted the book on this one in the past, and it's about money. So we're going to look at 31. And you have some earth here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you've got some earth. I'm going to get to this first, this door to value. New beginnings in finance or career. I'm not going to go in beyond that because we don't need to know that for right now. But you have 7 of fire, which is, oh man, this is great. Fire, fire in the belly, passion. 7 is, I believe, this unique, lovely little unicorn. It's really a horse, right? With a fancy... I'm going to set this up here so we have door to value. You've got no air energy, so you're really just shooting from the gut on this. You've got earth, so business venture of some sort. And you've got this fire. Yeah, that is about personal, it's about going the distance, stamina, persevering, right? Persevering. Yeah, this is great. You've got some kind of imagination, artistic endeavors here. And it looks like you're doing some co-creative stuff. Now, whether that's with spirit or you have earthly partners, I'm guessing earthly partners, or a team because of these cards. 2 of earth and the 8 of earth. Eight is about if you may find you want some, I don't know, I want to say fine-tuning. There might be something that you don't know, that you, like a skill you need to hone or a class you need to take. If you're going into business and you haven't done it, maybe you want to take a business class or a bookkeeping class. Or if this is a creative endeavor and you're going to be, I don't know, manufacturing something, you need to find out. There's things you need to find out in order to make this truly successful. So you have to kind of, you're gaining some knowledge or skill. And this is you loving your work and being perfectly adaptable between work and play. You really like your work. Your work is almost, it's not like you are your work, but you enjoy it so much that you really enjoy it. You enjoy your work, and you have a good balance between work and play. So things are working really, really beautifully here. So I don't know what this fork in the road is. I think it could be, do you do this or do you not do it, is what I'm guessing. Everything here, like you need a little knowledge in some area. I don't know what that's about. But it feels like a new endeavor. And the work and play are happening almost simultaneously. You really have a good time at work. You really love what you're doing. But also, it seems like your playtime involves like people from work. I don't know. So that you have to make a decision of some sort, and I really feel like it's, do you move forward, make it official, or make it, that's kind of what I'm getting from this. We'll see what, this is your current energy. So we don't need to really make any decisions about that because it's just where you are now. And the message from Spirit and your future self will really kind of bring it on home for you. So the spiritual message, or message from Spirit, is the witness. I haven't even looked at everything else yet. Is the witness. The witness observes without engaging in any action. By cultivating inner stillness, we are able to assess any situation from a higher perspective and make better decisions. So yes, this is about some decision you need to make. When we can be present for someone else's difficulties with stillness, then we are able to truly hear them and give better advice. Sometimes we can be so still that we are a mirror for the other. Then, through our presence, they receive their own answers. Okay, I'm going to read you a little bit more. It says, because the witness has been by your side all along, is now ready to become your ally. You thought you were the doer, but today you discover that things happen when you get out of the way. Witness creation unfolding before you. Change reality by finding stillness and letting your true intent reveal itself. Always hard for humans to do. Getting out of our own way. Okay. This is from energy, the 7 energy oracles. Bearing fruit is the water energy, which is about connection, sexuality, intimacy, birthing, desire, pleasure, feelings, and fluidity. So, I'm sorry, I'm laughing because we have birthing, which is this new idea, right? And fluidity, which is this harmony between the work, the pleasurable work, and the actual fun. Bearing fruit is, yeah, it's bearing fruit, door to value, right? It's money. So it looks like Spirit is saying, yeah, you're going to harvest this great thing that you're doing. So it says, if your life were a tree, what fruit would it bear? Envision the results of the efforts you put into achieving your dreams and desires in partnership with the divine. Can you see the way you think, feel, and believe reflected in the material world? There's always a correlation between what you see and what you expect to see, what you intend consciously and what you project unconsciously. I'm going to just jump ahead, and it says you are in a powerful and fertile season of your life when you're particularly good at making things happen with very little effort. Pay close attention to what you're manifesting now. From your career to your personal relationships, your influence is strong at this time. Remember, you birth into the world that which you pay most attention to and consistently hold within as your truth. Be clear about what you intend. And can you make this commitment? I'm going to put that up there so you can see it while I look at the others. So, so witness. Witness is saying really just get out of your way and observe, right? So, laziness. Oh God. This is the Osho Zen. So bearing fruit, we have this, okay, and already it looks like it's going to be successful, right? I think that breakthrough and laziness are just, I mean, and you've got schizophrenia here, which I'm going to talk about first. Because I want to dismiss some of these. I think some of these could be warnings from Spirit, like don't fall into that trap. And this book is, well, I might not even bother with the book. You can see schizophrenia here. You have a really tough choice to make. I don't know if you can tell this is a person. Toes on one side, fingertips on the other, stretched as far as they can possibly go. Stretched to the max. And we've got the vultures flying up there because the vultures just have a feeling. They don't have any faith in this human. And like they're going to fall and die, and then the vultures get to eat them. So, you know, it's like which side let's go? Do you drop your feet and see if you can crawl up? Or do you drop your hands and try to, I don't know, navigate your fall to something else that you can hang on to? I totally lied. I am absolutely going to read that one. My apologies. I don't usually lie, but I didn't intend to. I had every intention of not consulting the book on this, but that particular image, I just don't want to be responsible for. Sorry. Oh. Okay. I am going to skim, of course, because this is just going to... Yeah, it's about... So this is talking about how man has become a hell because we're so divided. And it's within an individual. It's not talking about politics or anything like that. It's the whole effort of Zen is how to drop the schizophrenia, how to drop the split personality, how to drop the divided mind of a man, how to become undivided, integrated, centered, crystallized. The way you are, you cannot say that you are. You don't have a being. You are a marketplace, many voices. If you want to say yes immediately, the no is there. You cannot even utter the simple word yes with totality. In this way, happiness is not possible. Unhappiness is a natural consequence of a split personality. So I'm thinking, because you have these dualities here, and you've got two, so I'm guessing it's like a two of swords. If you were, so you have to make a choice of some sort. And here you have laziness, which you clearly are not, because you have this go the distance card. A breakthrough. I think this is your fabulous idea that you're starting with the Seven of Water. Compromise might be the thing where, because this talks about witnessing and getting out of your way. So that might be construed as laziness by some. These cards just have a funny way of speaking. It's like they have a really weird accent that I can't quite always... Oh, okay, this just made sense to me. Here's what happens. This is about what I just read to you, and it's a normal condition of man, at least now. It may not have been so in the primitive world, but the centuries of conditioning, civilization, culture, and religion have made man a crowd divided, split, contradictory. But because this split is against nature, deep down somewhere hidden in the unity still survives. Because the soul of man is one, all the conditionings at the most destroy the periphery of a man, but the center remains untouched. That's how man continues to live, but his life has become hell. So here's your breakthrough. you know, you've had your hell or whatever. I feel like this has already happened. Like maybe spirit is just saying, you've been through this and here's your current situation. So you've had this hell or whatever, and maybe you were lazy. I don't know. Maybe I don't feel like this is actually pertinent unless it's saying, you know, because look at this guy. Not only is he lazy, but he's kind of, he's lazy, but it also looks like a well-earned vacation, right? I mean, he's a little portly, so maybe he hasn't been working. He's not doing a physical job for sure, but he's on vacation. So whatever, I think that this is, whatever this is, you've had the breakthrough and the compromise. Yeah, this is kind of a toughie. The compromise. Wait, if you get back over here, the compromise is, oh, okay, so the laziness, maybe you don't want to go to school or learn the thing that you need to do to make it successful. But you have to. Breakthrough is like, I get it. I'll do it this way. And there's your compromise. You'll find a way to make this happen so that, because you're bearing fruit, it is bearing fruit. This is absolutely positive. And the witness is saying, you know, step out of your own way. And maybe that's what this breakthrough is too. Just get a little bit out of your own way. And then we have, I am going to pull a couple more cards because I'd like a little more clarity, at least from Spirit, because this felt really clear to me. And we'll see what happens with your future self. Your future self may very well clear things up. So what is the message from your future self? I have the Swan Spirit first, which I will show you. Time for a deep dive. So the oracle message is, with their graceful long necks, swans are able to reach into depths. When Swan Spirit arrives, you are called to take a deep dive, but beyond what is easily available on the surface. You may think you know what is best for you now, but take the plunge into the depths of your awareness, for there's knowledge that you are not aware of, and great treasures to discover. Deeper understanding awaits you. I think that has to do with this card. So maybe that's the compromise and laziness. And the perspective that comes from a greater self-knowledge is what you need right now to better understand a situation or relationship. As you come to know yourself more intimately, so too will you come to better know others. So Swan Spirit asks you to go beyond the surface of what is happening between you and the others and resist the temptation to judge by superficial appearances. Know that there is much deeper potential for loving connections, forgiveness, and mutual understanding. Choose to dive deep into your why. Why? Asking the deeper question of yourself. You are led by the grace of Swan Spirit. So why do you want to do this thing over here? Watermelon tourmaline. Okay, so I think this gets to this and this, because this talks about seeing perfection in the moment, basking in the bliss of just being, natural joy and a peaceful heart. Watermelon tourmaline spirit comes bearing the message that divine order supports you in experiencing your bliss. Notice the perfection in this moment, that unbreakable connection to universal consciousness within you. I'm just skimming ahead. Talks about your peaceful heart, your joy. Forget the small stuff today. Be present. Feel your bliss. Experiencing that you are where you need to be. Filled with joy, enthusiasm, and optimism right now. Yes, problems exist and they always will, but watermelon tourmaline spirit is here to remind you that they do not have to define your experience in this life, and you are extremely powerful healer and co-creator. I like it. And then what do we have here? Well, we have the Magician and the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is kind of a romantic energy. Leads with the heart. Oh, pages are a little bit somewhat naive. So yeah, they're the kind of the hopeless romantic, head in the clouds, all of that stuff. So your future, I think, your future self is what, telling you to go ahead and daydream. And you have the page here too. So Page of Swords. I'll show you this card. She has a strong sense of purpose. She looks to the stars for guidance, following them as they sail, or as the sailors once did. She's all about honesty, truthfulness. She's unafraid to scrutinize her beliefs. She looks at the balance of black and white around her without condemning, and she knows the measure of her own soul. She's unafraid of emotion, although she does not let the emotions rule her decision-making. So she's totally pretty non-judgmental, comfortable in her own skin. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is Cups is the emotional body. It's the heart centered. Sorry, I'm just looking at the guidebook. There's things in these little books, especially when I work with other decks, that sometimes there's something I don't want to miss. Yeah, she's totally imagination. She's very intuitive, imaginative. She follows her heart. She listens to the whispers of the stars. Yeah, she's guided by instincts. She's attuned to that other world and finds joy in that communion of kindred spirits. For someone else who did possess a comprehension of her synchronicity, a misstep from her position would mean a plunge into the unfathomable depths, but not so for the Queen of Cups. She dances on, embraced by the endless azure ocean and heavens, and where the sea meets the sky, there is no seam. So she's just floating along, perfectly happy with things. And then we have the Magician. The Magician has all the little tricks of the trade, all the tools that one needs to create the life they want. This is the alchemist. This is the one that blends the physical, emotional, spiritual, intellectual all together to become one whole, balanced, beautiful whole. So I want to see, Spirit, what this group 1. I want to see what this some of this other stuff is here because that was kind of confusing. I feel like this is seriously all about money. It's just but it's creative. So you're undertaking business, career, or something. This is the beginning of something creative, and it's community involvement. It doesn't have to be the larger community, but you're not doing it by yourself, is what that is suggesting. But this is clearly business, money, career. Also business, money, career. You're handling the business or your career, your work, with your free time really well. You got a nice rhythm going. You're enjoying both of it. And the Eight of Earth, again, simply says there's something that you need to know. There's something that you need to learn, a skill that you need to either hone or acquire, a piece of knowledge in order to make this truly a success. But witness is like step back and allow, right? Stay out of it. And then bearing fruit is suggesting that, yeah, you're going to be completely successful because you don't bear fruit, unless it's a fertile situation. And where did we hear fertile before? Was it this card? Fertile and birthing? Along with that? Yeah. So this schizophrenia, I think this is like breaking through this old stuff. And laziness, I'm going to just interpret that as fear. And compromise means, yeah, you got to sort of step outside yourself in order to make stuff happen sometimes. This one is enjoying the moment, enjoying the process. And I think that your future self is saying, you have everything you need. You've got this. You totally have this. But don't forget to enjoy the process. So this is a deep dive. Go deep, figure out what you want. But it's also, I think, going along with this, with the witness thing, it's spirit. It's connecting with spirit. So this is the Page of Swords, smart, calculate, they can make decisions. Page of Cups, all about the heart. Queen of Cups, all about the heart. And the Magician, you have the tools. So I think this is about, I think that your future self is saying, trust that you have this under control. You're well on your way to success. And you have to, don't forget to enjoy the process. Don't forget to enjoy this process. Whoops. Okay, a bunch of cards came out. The Wheel, where synchronicity meets destiny. So yeah, you got this. This is good. Four of Wands. Look at them celebrating. Woohoo! I'm going to put this over here because this looks like a work thing. It's a milestone thing. They've achieved something. They closed a deal. Whatever they did, it's a milestone thing. It's not like the whole thing is complete, but they've reached a point of where they can take a breath, appreciate what they've done, pat themselves on the back for a job well done. And then you have the Devil. And I don't normally do reversals, but with this guy, I sometimes do, because he's all about addiction, and I don't see that here, except for maybe if it's in spirit with this schizophrenia stuff. But I think because you also have breakthrough, this is when you get the breakthrough, right? The Devil upside down means you've broken through the bad, and this doesn't have to be horrible like, heroin addiction or anything that's like that, but it can be procrastination or ability to, or patterns, bad patterns. You're distracted by anything shiny, that kind of stuff. So you're able to now refocus and get this done. And then these are the Three of Pentacles, which can be community collaboration. It can also be about learning. So maybe there's a mentorship here. So I'm going to put that over with this because mentorship is here. This says that it's a really arduous, long, tough job, which might be where lazy. Maybe you're tempted to be lazy, but you have everything you need for the trip. Could take a while for this to get successful, but it will be successful because you have the wheel and you also have the magician. And this is from your future self. Remember, your future self is kind of the one I listen to the most because it's, I don't know if you're Harry Potter people, but when Harry sees himself dying and he casts the Patronus spell, he knew he could do it because he already did it, right? And this is your future self saying, I've already lived through this, and to make it easier or a little bit more enjoyable, these are the things I would tell myself. So, yeah, know that you're going to be successful. Enjoy your ride. Don't forget to have fun. And, oh yeah, don't expect it to happen overnight. It's going to happen, but it's not going to be overnight. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck was the Seven of Pentacles, and this is about nurturing. Nurturing, and you can see this guy, he's taking just such gentle care of this lovely plant. You can see the little seeds of fertilization in there, and the pentacles of, pentacles are the material stuff growing. So it's a fertile soil that is just rich with nutrients, and these roots are expanding and growing, and you can see the thickness of the roots are bigger and stronger than what's showing above because he's taking such good care. So when this gets to complete fruition, when it gets to the bearing fruit stage of this, it's not going to be so big up here. This is going to be strong enough to support it. All the nurturing he's doing now. Yeah, and underneath that you've got the Four of Swords that's taking a rest. Again, these fours and this planning your future. So you're good here. This is good. Took me a minute to pull it all together. So yes, you this is lovely energy. Really, really nice. You've got the celebration stuff happening, bearing fruit. The thing I think Spirit likes you to know, and I think that this one also is like, you need to just be quiet once in a while. Go inside, be retrospective or introspective. Learn to listen to yourself and your higher spirit, because those will be the moments that, like this one, wants you to stay in the moment. Right? And when you stay in the moment, you're not planning anything, you're not remembering anything, you're in the right now. That space in between where nothing but you being you happens. And I think that is one of the keys that they're telling you to enjoy here. And this is the only one that suggests there's any work involved. It's not going to happen overnight. It's okay. But you've got the breakthroughs here. So thanks for tuning in, Group 1. Thumbs up if you would be so kind, and a subscribe would be great. Share if you like. This is for any sort of whenever you find it. I'm not going to do a timestamp on this because or a date, because it's not relevant to. It's relevant when you see it. That's the way we're going to do this one. And like I said, I think I might have told you earlier, I did this for myself earlier, and I loved it so much that I wanted to do one for all of you as well, which is why I did the pick-a-pile. And then I completely lost that whole recording. So this is second attempt, and I still really love it. I think this is an amazing way to do things. So I might be offering these again. Give me some feedback on this. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you want to leave a comment saying, yes, do pick-a-piles, or I want a question from you know, ancestor or something like that. Whatever you are interested in, let me know and I will see if I can comply. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and I will talk to you next time. Bye. Hi, group number 2. You chose the rose quartz. We're going to start with current energy, message from spirit, and then the third row will be message from your higher self or your future self. Doing a spread of 4 cards. Those are, they're already pre-shuffled. 4 cards, and that is representing physical, mental, intellect, and spiritual. Wow, I had a door on the last one too. This is the spiritual message from spirit column. Again, the 4 cards. 5th one is just kind of tying in the overall energy. They're not in any special order. It's not like there's a spot that designates which one's spiritual and which not. It's just sort of a, I just feel like it was 4 just sort of gave me a nice round number to work with as an energy. This is amazing to me. When these kind of colors come up together, completely different decks, right? This is about the green adventuring. This is about a crystal, it's crystal spirit deck. But I just always notice, and this is from the Spirit Oracle, which is amazing, the Spirit Animal Oracle, that they have such similar, it always amazes me when that sort of thing happens. Okay, so starting with your current energy. Okay, it says door to romance and regeneration. And then you have all this other stuff. Emperor is the divine masculine energy. And then you have moon. This particular deck talks about moon as an illusion. And it's an illusion that what they're saying, it's not like a dishonesty type of illusion. The illusion is that somehow you might feel that due to the physical, maybe something's not manifesting, there's not any material world evidence of spirit working, and they're saying yes they are. So, and it's about intuition too. And then you have the Ace of Water, which is new beginnings, and because it's water, that's the emotional body. And then the 3 of Water is a celebration, and that's about community and collaboration and stuff. It's a celebration, which for me is, that's what this card, I remember this card saying it, and I'm thinking that the little pearls in there must be unhatched things that we're celebrating with. I don't know. Maybe it's eggs. So we'll take a look at this regeneration, and I will go ahead and just read most of these because at least the oracle cards. So starting with the wisdom of the oracle. What number is that? 46? Sorry, I've got too many little booklets here. So my apologies if if you have to sit through some dead air space for a minute. 46 is about regeneration. Rebirth, second chances, new opportunities. Second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. So that speaks to this. Destiny is being fulfilled, even though you probably can't see it yet. And the door to romance, I have to say that because you've got water here, I'm just gonna look at the Emperor too, because I think the Emperor, definitely you've got some romance coming in. And this regeneration, I don't know if this is someone returning to your life or if it's a similar type of relationship. I'm not quite, I got to take a quick look at this Emperor though and get a sense of what the Emperor's all about. Okay, so this is about confidence and following the rules. This particular one. Now, some emperors are about money and some emperors are different. This is about authority. It says, following the rules right now is exactly what I should be doing. People in authority come to me, come to my aid and give me good advice when I ask for it. I can have strong confidence that this card suggests dealing with institutions like banks, governments, or schools are also highlighted at this time. Going to read Door to Romance because that looks like what this is. I mean, this is unconditional love. Unconditional. And I would say maybe it's family or community or a pet or something, because this is just celebration and, abundant love. But the Door to Romance is, you can't get more specific than that. So Door to Romance is what page? 33. New beginnings in love. I don't even need to go further than that. And then, oh wow, fire. Ooh, I just got chills. I love when that happens because it kind of says you're on the right. Something's working together here. This Door to Romance, and then you've got fire. And 19. This is from the energy, the mystical shaman oracle. Fire consumes anything that it touches. The flames remind us of the impermanent nature of reality and how situations can quickly transform into beauty or chaos. Fire is passion, and its dancing flames invite us to reach to the sky. Warmth and light are heavenly, yet too much heat can scorch us. To fully step into the energy of fire is to be utterly transformed, like the phoenix rising from the ashes. And that's what this one's about, right? It's about regeneration. So phoenix rising from the ashes pretty much have a similar energy. The invitation in this card is to warm your hands and your heart by your inner fire. Let it burn away your hardships. Let it consume your pain and your sorrow. Has life become too rigid, too cold, or too superficial? Light a candle or make a bonfire and toss it into the flames. Everything that has become stiff and painful, give it all to the fire for rapid transformation. Set your life on fire. And then opening to discovery. God, that's pretty good. It's like regeneration, right? This is completely confirming it. So message from Spirit is, dump whatever. Burn away the stuff that is, then it can become ashes and blow away, and fertilize the next thing that comes in. So opening to discover. The small bits of data you collect from the world to form ideas, the transfer of vital information via the universe, always speaking to you. The need to integrate information and be discerning about what you expose yourself to. That's just the key concepts. We tune into information from our outer environment and then assign meaning to it within our psyches. Every day, however, the amount of data we sort through exceeds what we're capable of processing. Especially since the advent of the internet, we have been bombarded with more than we could ever hope to absorb. Therefore, it's important to be mindful of what we expose ourselves to. So consistent exposure to unhealthy messages inviting us into cynical, fear-based worldview. On the other hand, conscious exposure to information supporting our well-being shifts us toward growth and expansion. The choice, though, is not always obviously ours, which is why we must be discerning on a daily basis. I'm going to skip ahead. It says, our intuition helps us tune in and see our environment like an oracle. Doesn't always make sense right away, so being curious and non-resistant is the key to learning, and that's this moon energy. It's not obvious right away. You have to just trust that it's working. Listen without attachment and see what arises in your life. So that's nice. I'm going to set that up here for the moment. Transformation, turning in, inner voice. Okay, this is all the same thing. Sorrow. So whatever this fire was talking about and whatever this rejuvenation. So this is, the Spirit is acknowledging that there's something here that you are recovering from. And don't allow yourself to get pulled back into the negative stuff. Because it's transformation, regeneration. I mean, this is the... So Spirit, this is message from Spirit, right? And this is your current situation. So you're in the middle of this right now, it looks like. And this is how you do it. You go inward. And be discerning. So pay attention to, okay, don't watch the news. The elections are over. All the major big stuff. I know there's some highly publicized court cases coming up. And yes, they're important. And watch them, but don't dwell, okay? Don't get sucked into having that kind of energy guide you. Don't let that be the stuff that are your how do I want to say it? Don't let the political world and the unrest in the world and all of the division and the anger and the hate that we're experiencing right now in all parts of the world, don't let that be the thing that owns you. That is not the thing that owns you. Don't let it guide you. You can acknowledge it. It's part of the world you live in. Of course, acknowledge it. And then, of course, you can feel some sorrow for it. But notice all these other things outweigh this sorrow. So allow this. I mean, if you have to do rituals to burn things away, do it. Use the fire. Full moons, new moons, a lot of people do, journaling. They write things down. They burn it. Do it in a safe way. Burn it in the sink or a fireproof bowl. And then when it's completely done, use those ashes to fertilize something else, some other seed of hope or inspiration or creative thought. So I think this is very much clearing the way. You've got a door to romance. It's not open yet. Not quite open yet. So let's see what your future self has to say, because sometimes Spirit always has your back, but sometimes the future self is like, I've already lived through this once, and here's how I should do it differently when I go back and do it again. So I just have lots of little books here, so sorry, it takes a minute to kind of got it. Okay, so we're going to start with Dragonfly Spirit, which is 22. And I'll show you the card. Truth transcends illusion. I love that, which also speaks to this. Opening to discovery is about being discerning, right? So allow the truth to come through. Transcends illusion, because all that stuff that I just talked about, politics, all that's illusion. Moon talks about illusion. Dragonfly Spirit is here to remind you of the wisdom and the truth available at all times in the hidden realms. Just as a dragonfly catches your eye with its reflective wings and body, Dragonfly Spirit appears to tell you to pay attention to the truth beyond the illusion and recognize the insights that come seemingly out of nowhere, peeking through from behind the veil. The realm of spirit, in the realm of spirit, there is far more wisdom than you can perceive with your senses, and there is a deep knowing that you are not separate or alone, for a higher power recognizes you and loves you beyond measure. Fear dissipates as you realize you are embraced by the nurturing force that is everywhere, always in communication with you. Yeah, it goes on for quite a bit, and this is, remember, your future self is telling you this. Dragonfly offers this message. You exist in unity with all, including the protective spirits who share their wisdom, and you are being nudged along the path your soul needs to travel to have experience it craves, which is the moon, right? You might not see evidence of it yet, but it's working. Oh, this is such lovely stuff. I want to look at the green adventuring now to see. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like a little face in there. This is good luck, good fortune, potential, possibility, new opportunities. And over here we have door to romance, and Ace of Water is new love. So new. And did Dragonfly Spirit talk about rebirth? I know that sometimes in some things, sometimes Dragonfly can be about transformation. But you have transformation here. Green adventuring, so luck, transformation. Seven of Swords. There's some, oh God, this card is always weird to me because so many talk about dishonesty and then thievery or something, and I don't see that anywhere else. I see, and other sevens are about having to make choices. There is something shady going on with this card, though. Seven of Swords. I feel like, okay, so for me, I feel like it's an attempt to escape the responsibility. Like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to pay attention. I think I get that from other sevens have images of people blindfolded when they can eat, their hands are free, though they can easily remove it. This guy clearly not looking at anything. It's almost a shameful. Maybe he's ashamed of something, or he's avoiding. So this is a card of avoidance. I don't want to see. I don't want to know. I don't want to do whatever it is. And I think that this is your future self saying, get over it. Yes, because you're going to miss out on stuff if you don't. Just going to move those out of the way. And the 4. And then you have the 7 of Pentacles too. This one's about making a choice. Ace of Wands is a new creative spark. So I think your future self is 7 of Quartz. 4. It's like face the music, face your fears. Just face them. Face them. And then 4 of Swords is it's gathering all the strength you have. It's taking it's respite, taking a nap. It's finding ways to gather your strength for the next step. I don't want to say battle because there's no battle here, but it's gathering your strength for the next step, because it's regeneration, right? You're under transformation here. And so I think your future self is saying, yeah, the luck thing, new opportunities, especially for love, coming right around the corner. So your future self is like, get ready for it. So don't look at the stuff that don't ignore and avoid the things that you want to do that bring you joy. Find ways and maybe it's just avoidance. Maybe you're shy. Maybe you're procrastinator extraordinaire. And by procrastinating, and many people have been shut down for a long time. Many of us have all put on a couple of COVID pounds. Everyone jokes about the COVID-20. It's kind of true in many cases. I've seen a few people that we've all sort of expanded. So it happens. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, it is to those wearing the extra weight, but if you're going to meet your overflowing true love here, then I think they're really not going to pay any attention to your size. They're going to see the you within. So here's the 7 of Pentacles, and yep, you're presented with a choice here. It's almost too many choices to make. It's a little bit confusing. There's some sense of indecision, and this person is and these look like really delicious, juicy something. I don't know what they would be, but they're amazing looking. But like, do I eat them right off the tree, or do I take them home and eat them? Do I eat the ones in the basket, or do I pull the ones, which ones do I want right this second? Which ones do I want? So you take a moment. So you're taking, this is where you need to take a minute to decide. Weigh your options, figure out what it is you really want to do, or what you, maybe look at the thing that is in your way of changing your luck. Because here's this, if you hear some thundering, it's just my cat. She's a little wound up. She's playing with her little leopard fake mousy. Ace of Wands is about new. Ace is always about something new. And Wands is about creativity. So there's some kind of creative something going on here. And I just don't want to overlook anything, so I'm going to, like I always do, peek through the... Yeah, you can see the wand is like a torch, right? Carrying a brilliant idea. Is the possibility of creativity, excitement, adventure. That's what I was looking for. Adventure. It's a challenge to step forward with courage and confidence. And that's what these are telling you to yes, this is like make the choice, move forward. You might have to take a deep breath and push yourself a little bit if you have a tendency to be shy, whatever that is. And this Seven of Swords, look at whatever this obstacle is for you. You know what it is. Look at the obstacle. Don't not want to take responsibility, because you can't change it until you do. So your future self is saying, just look at it and then gather up your strength and move through it, because this is what awaits you. And I'm going to read you more about this green adventuring, because I think that might help convince the doubting folks. Possibilities for experiences are your soul craves are everywhere, offering up new opportunities to help you find your purpose. The gate to the field of infinite potential is always open, for the conscious universe wants you to enjoy the beauty that exists in the realm of possibility and bring it into form through the power of co-creation. Cast fears and regrets aside, says Green Aventurine Spirit, for you are much loved, and the conscious universe wants to give you all that you desire. The universe is always dreaming up new ways to bring you what you need and to help you experience well-being, joy, and fulfillment. It also has relationship stuff here, which I am going to read, because Door to Romance is clearly the message with this reading. Beyond what the eye can see lies a field of infinite possibilities, the field where the 13th century poet Rumi asks his lover to meet him. Green Adventuring Spirit calls you to recognize that there is no end to the number of people who will come into your life offering loving support and acceptance, so never settle for less than you deserve. Yes, this is true. The conscious universe is always sending new opportunities for experiencing love, and make sure there are many fish in the sea, along with all manner of creatures, starfish, dolphins, you get the point. Open to possibility, and the love you seek will show up for you. And maybe this is just being closed off to love. Yeah, like people often, oh, there's no good ones left, and they're all married or whatever. And not true. There's plenty of people out there. Everyone can partner. This turned out really nicely, I think. I think this is, whenever I see regeneration, I kind of, I'm happy for you, but then I kind of like, oh, there's usually so much work involved. This doesn't feel like that much. Not that much work, and the rewards are big. Because this is you, right? The energy coming in. You're in the middle of this regeneration. You have someone giving you advice. Trust the intuition and trust that stuff is working for you. And I don't know that you've met this person yet. And again, I wouldn't always say that it's romance, except for this card cinches it. It really, you can't say no, it's not. It could be about anything. No, because it says door to romance. So I'm just going to pull a couple cards real quick. See if there's any clarification here we can get from Spirit on these. Sorry, I'm out of room here. Spirit, is there any sort of clarification for group number 2? Anything we can clarify, please, for group number 2 for this reading? Oops. Sorry, they jumped out, and they jumped a little further than I like. They went to the floor. Oh, yay! Oh, yay! Yeah, King of Pentacles. This is like, boy. Okay, this is King of Pentacles, and then you have Judgment at the bottom. So I'll start with Judgment at the bottom of the deck. Judgment at the bottom of the deck, because 2 cards flew out, and I looked at them. This is all about enlightenment, right? Personal enlightenment. Also, Judgment is, at the end of our life, it's like, what did we do? and how are we going to be judged? So you want to, you know, be kind, be generous, yada yada, all that stuff. But I think that this card really suggests that there's enlightenment happening. Again, every deck has their own twist on the meanings. Nine of Cups. This is about a full, look at this heart energy. Boom. That heart is big. It's wide open. Cups is the emotional, and there's lots of cups, and they're all in the air, and they're explosive, right? And this person is jumping in the air. They're just joyful, 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 and they are comfortable because you have all the abundance here. They've got this treasure at their feet. So they're totally comfortable. This is fulfillment in all areas. This is love and not poverty. Gorgeous. And the King of Pentacles. I don't know if this is the energy that you're going to be meeting. It's a masculine energy, whether it's male or female. Masculine energy, Pentacles, is, you know, the material wealth, basically, physical manifestation. But look at this guy. He's a mature. He's well-read. There's books everywhere, so he's educated or just plain smart. Because he's got this enormous pentacle. He's the King of Pentacles, so he's got business acumen up the wazoo. He's really smart. He's extremely successful. He's wealthy and knows how to get more money. I mean, the guy knows how to work finances. And he's a loyal. I mean, the dog is there, right? So he's got a loyal heart. And he's a chill guy. He's just hanging out in his jeans, and he's like kind of a hippie guy, hair hanging. I mean, he's not pretentious at all. He's warm. He's loving. He is a gentle leader. He's loyal. He's even though he's the money guy, he's a heartfelt money guy, right? And that would normally sometimes the Emperor energy is also like that, but this particular Emperor is about following the rules. So I'm going to put him over here because this Emperor needs some softening. So there you have it. There's your group number 2 reading. It's going to be, you know, door to romance. That's it for you. Things are going to change, and your future self is telling you, take the blinders off. Look at the things that are holding you back, because all this is what's coming in. All this, the romance, the love, and just trust that it's already working. But you have to be you have to open yourself up to those possibilities, and that's where Spirit is telling you, burn away the things that are in your way. Go inside, turning in, inner voice, learn to listen to yourself. And grieve those parts of you that need to leave, right? You can grieve them. That's okay. It's uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable no matter how good it is for you. Broken hearts, they take a while to heal. They're really uncomfortable while they're healing. If you break a foot, for example, which I've done, it hurts while it's healing. And then you have to rework the muscles. So getting it back to healthy takes some work, takes a little dedication, and it's damned uncomfortable. When you get to the point of it really healing, it feels light and miraculous and joyful. I mean, it's good. So, yeah, anything worth doing takes a little bit of work, but the results are glorious. So thank you for tuning in, you guys, and give me a thumbs up if you would be so kind, and subscribe. This is my first, I think it's my first pick a deck reading, certainly with the 3 categories. And I just did my one for myself earlier today, and I liked it so much. I told group number 1 this already. I might have even mentioned it in the intro, but I liked it so much that I went ahead and did another one, and then I stupidly messed up on my phone and lost the whole thing. So I'm doing number 2, and this is equally good. Completely different, but equally good. So, oh, this is not for any specific time. This is good for whenever you find it, and hopefully it'll resonate for you. I'm not putting any date on this one. So enjoy it, and yeah, thumbs up, subscribe, and share if you like. And if you want to leave comments, I do check them pretty frequently. If there's something like this that you like, or if there's something that you'd like for me to try, go ahead and let me know. Thanks very much for tuning in. I will see you next time, or full moon and new moon, because that's what I do also. Thanks. Bye. Hi, group 3. You picked Bumblebee Jasper. And we're going to just, this first column will be your current situation or circumstances. The second column will be messages from Spirit. Third column will be messages from your future self. I ignore reversals unless they're super obvious that means something else. I'm doing a 4-card spread just to represent what spirit, physical, mental, and emotional. This is the message from Spirit pile, or the column. Oh, nice. And I put a card over it that's just kind of helps me tie in the whole message. Sort of capturing the overall energy. I have lots of different decks here. It's a fun way to see what decks there are out there, and it's kind of an addiction of mine. Love tarot decks. I don't have enough. I'm just going to move this up here because it's too big. Okay, so we're going to start your current situation. Don't fret. Okay, I don't know if you can even see all these cards. First you have Loyal Heart. I think I'm just going to start with that. Do one at a time, and that way it doesn't get overwhelming. And I'll show it to you as I'm reading it. Here you go. Loyal Heart. This is about fidelity, loyalty, and devotion. It says, evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you, in turn, will commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you. Talks about relationship message, prosperity message. We're not going to go that far yet. We just know that this is about loyalty. Start with that. And then we have the Magician in the Mirror. So this is about knowing and using your true power. This card, Upright, represents the culmination of your personal and spiritual power at this time. The Magician's left hand is the flame of passion and action. In his right hand is a vortex of water and the light of reflection. It's a beneficial card telling you that you are the magician, and within your grasp there are amazing forces of earth and spirit. So it's the yin and yang, balanced. It says, when you receive the Magician, you are put on notice that important and powerful time is at hand. You are the alchemist of your life. And just as the alchemist turns base metals into gold, you are now able to transform your difficulties into great blessings. This is true in every area of your life. Claim your power and embrace your intentions in your heart and in your daily life. Direct your destiny and the mist of the future will clear into brilliant reality. Well, that's amazing. I love too how sometimes these cards have a similar color theme or palette. This one not quite as much, but these two are kind of, as I was putting it up there, sort of similar tonal qualities. So, So this is an interesting one because it's you got a new beginning here. A tower moment is a sudden change. Boom. It can be dramatic. It might not be. It could be a thought process. You could wake up one day and say, I decided I want to be a redhead, and that changes your life, whatever. I mean, it could be something like that. But the Page of Fire is adventure. It's a desire to start something new, enthusiastic. It's enthusiastic action. So this tower moment, I don't know what brought it on, but you've got a swift, sudden change. Hanged Man is shifting your perspective, looking at something in a different light, from another perspective, from someone else's perspective, or from a different angle, and then call. This is about your purpose. So the loyal heart, I feel like whatever this is your current energy, right? So this is, I'm not real clear yet on what this is because you've got the Magician and the Mirror. So basically you are the Magician. The loyal heart, I want to say the loyal heart goes with this Page of Fire because fire is about passion. And this page is really enthusiastic and looking for a little adventure. Interesting how these have all these kind of plummy tones, and these three, all the blues, the more ethereal. Yeah, and she actually says, I am finding my purpose as I step into something new. My ideas have value. I dream boldly. Taking a look at Hanged Man and see, first I'll do a call because it's right here. Yeah, this is purpose and true prosperity. Oh, okay. True prosperity. So maybe loyalty is something that you value, that's important to you, that you enjoy giving when you receive it as well. It's a yeah, so I'm being called to a deeper and more authentic relationship with myself, my higher power, and with others. Here for a reason. I'm here to step forward into my true self, which is also about the alchemist. Expressing that through my actions. I need to trust that my life has a purpose and that I am enough. Okay, so there's where the loyalty comes in. And probably the Hanged Man as well. Oh, surrender. Huh. I always forget about that. Surrender. Yeah, his arms are free. I forget. When this card appears, I'm reminded that a delay in my best interest, or the delay is in my best interest, that until all the elements are in place, I'm meant to surrender to the greater will. So Tower. Let me just go ahead since I have the book right here. Just want to not omit anything. Yeah, it's about surprises. Things happen really fast when this card shows up at a reading. Could portend a total paradigm shift or a sudden upheaval. Or it could be that you've had an epiphany. I mean, it can be anything. But it's sudden, it's swift, and some changes occurs as a result. So let's go to the messages from Spirit column. Got the blade there. I think that's number 1, isn't it? Oh, 6. The blade. The essence, the blade represents sharpness of the mind, body, and spirit. Pointing upward, it summons the power of heaven. When aimed down to the ground, it anchors the power of the heavens on earth. The blade can be a healing tool or a weapon. Wield it wisely, and it will transmit power, bestow initiations, cut energetic cords from the past, or severe toxic relationships. Use it with anger, and it will slash, stab, and kill. So you're invited to draw your blade and use it. It is not auspicious to hesitate, to waste time in idle talk, or to hide from the inevitable. Heaven and earth are aligned to support you in claiming your power, so take decisive action. Overcome your fear of hurting others. Wow. Unsheathe the blade and use it wisely. Well, here we have loyalty. Now we are swashbucklers. That's kind of amazing. We'll see. Toya's story is not all done yet. So great big love. What is that one about? Okay, great big love. Key concepts of this one are love without conditions, romantic love, and how that experience changes you. Deep and profound harmonious connections, soulmates. Love heals all wounds, begins all life. I'm just going to skim through this because I think we've probably heard everything about this. There's a heightened sense of awareness in the beginning stages of relationship when nothing else matters but you and them. You see yourself in them. Yeah, it says now, while it might be about meeting someone, you're invited now to explore love in all its beauty. Can you love without conditions, without needing things to be perfect? Do you love your life, what to do, and how you contribute to the world? Today, invite love with a capital L into your inquiry. You'll be amazed, and your very question may be changed as a result. Love is the strength you need today, the lens you must look through to find the truth and your way. Love is the way. So that's about that too, because this guy was talking about his truth in alchemy. So so letting go of whatever is in your way, and then understanding. You've got healing and integration. These are beautiful. Beautiful. So loving wholly, right, with your whole heart, and in an altruistic way as well as romantic, whatever. But this is it's part of the whole. Great big love. Letting go the hurt, letting go the things that don't serve you, the pain, understanding, because sometimes that's in the forgiveness. So letting go anyone who's harmed you in the past, understanding from their perspective. Again, hanged man, surrender to it, look at it differently. Understanding it sometimes helps the healing, helps the forgiveness. Yeah, and you can see over the healing here, you've got the hand over the viscera or the gut, right? You've got the gut healing and the intuitive. And then the heart chakra is right there. But the healing hands are sort of covering the entire body. So maybe this too, this blade could be about making choices, cutting people out of your life if they're, because part of self-love is to do no harm to yourself, right? That's a yoga thing. It's ahimsa, do no harm. There you go. I had too many little books here I was looking for. Okay, I'm going to take a look at the brown bear spirit and see what your future self has to tell you. That's 9. Take time out. Yeah, focus your attention on patient strategizing. The arrival of brown bear spirit signals that you are best served by foregoing hard work toward your goals at this moment and instead taking time out to meditate or just nap so you can refresh yourself and begin planning what you want to co-create next. It goes on, but that's in a nutshell. Yeah, it says relax and be calm and be peaceful so that you can recharge. The call for action will come later. And you're capable, right? Because here's your action. Here's your action. Here's your surrender. Brown bear is telling you, surrender, give it up. Can't do anything right now. Just observe. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe, always. So raw morganite is what the crystal is about: sensitivity, gentleness, empathy, compassion, the gift of vulnerability and self-forgiveness. Now remember, this is your future self talking to you. Your future self is saying, take a time out, relax, rejuvenate. Spirit was all about healing and integrating, about this love. Yeah, and this is about sensitivity, gentleness, the gift of vulnerability. I'm keeping that one there and putting this one up. That's what I meant to do. Okay, and then I hadn't looked at these yet. We have Hanged Man again. So this is definitely a time to surrender and to look at things from another point of view. 4 of Pentacles. 4 is... 4, he's taking a break. 4 is taking a break. And in some, it's taking a break. It's a really stable card, so that's a good thing. But it's taking a break. I don't know if you're... I'm going to, again, consult the book because it's a little bit different than some of them. Right, because there's constriction here too. He can be kind of a hoarder, this one. You want to have enough, of course, but he can be a bit miserly. He has enough, but he can be a really selfish one. Yeah, he's all about mine, 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 mine. And this loving energy can't happen with that. And the 6 of Cups. Oh, this is nice because this speaks to this, is about vulnerability. Sort of going into things with the innocence of a child, like a child's innocence, a childlike heart. So really going in with an open heart. So opposite of this energy. But there's other decks that talk about 4 of Pentacles as having enough and being generous with it. So, but this particular deck, this guy is a miser. And since this is the deck, it's taking a break and probably reassessing. It's kind of funny. I wish I could read the whole thing. I could, but it's just a long time. He is a miserly and miserable being who is financially well off, but with a spirit that has been locked down by that preoccupation with his material state. Letting go of that selfishness might bring more happiness than hoard has done thus far. So there could be the letting go. Letting go, Spirit saying, let go. Your future self is like, man, what a hoarder. Let it go. Give it up. Surrender that. Surrender this need to have it all, to control the having of it. And the Hierophant, beautiful energy. This is going within. This is the spiritual being. It's a call to perhaps embrace a spiritual routine or something, some spirituality in your life. It could be a walk. I mean, it could be nature. It could be, it could be whatever it is for you. I mean, it's as broad of a definition as any, and it is truly. It's a very personal. Whatever it means to you is exactly what it should be. So that's. Yeah, he's about ritual and ceremony, pursuing knowledge and deeper meaning he's about a belief system. He elucidates the spiritual and brings it to an earthly plane. He's calm and in possession of himself, and he's a teacher that can help unravel mysteries. So your future self, yeah, this guy is like, be quiet, be vulnerable, go in, come out with allowing yourself to be vulnerable. I feel like that's true for this one too. Great big love. You can't have love and not be vulnerable. You can't open yourself up to love and be vulnerable and not be vulnerable. Because that's just guarded. You can't do it. Feels like this is all about, this loyal heart. I feel like it's about love and trust and, I don't know if it's romantic love. It could be. But I'm not getting that. We'll see. We're going to ask about some clarification here. But I think the fact that the Hangman came out twice is definitely a call to surrender and look at things a little differently than you have been. And the sense for new adventure, maybe it is a new love. Maybe it is, because this sense of adventure, embarking on something new. Spirit, can we get a little clarification here for group 3? Little clarification, please, for group 3. See if some more pop out. Yeah, 5 of Cups. 2 of Pentacles. Is there anything else for group 3? No. And I'm not going to bother with this because I should have looked earlier. But the 5 of Cups is kind of grieving, melancholy. So I think whatever you've been through, whatever this, and again, it could be this Tower moment. But it's opening up. Look at all the hearts in this and the pink energy. The 2 of Pentacles is you are loving your work and your play, and you're balancing both of them. You're in the flow. You really love your work, and you're loving your playtime too, your free time, and it's a really great balance. Not static because it's continuously moving, but you can see this person. She's effortlessly moving both of those things around. Totally fine, totally comfortable. I'm just going to set her up there. This is the Five of Cups. This is the card. This is some healing still happening. So I think that I'm going to put that in with here, because this grief, she's wallowing a little bit, you know, just kind of dipping her toe. She's wallowing a little bit. And the 5 is usually a call for change, or an invitation to change, or the reason for desiring a change. And that's clear here. This is not a fun energy to be stuck in. But she's kind of stuck there, which is also why the Hanged Man is showing up. Shift your perspective. If she were to stand up and turn around and see this beautiful sky behind her and this beautiful horizon of infinite opportunity, this teeny tiny little path going off into the distance of who knows what magic awaits there. But no, she's looking at this deep, dark hole of nothingness. So yeah, a shift in your perspective. And the Magician, telling you have all the tools. You have everything you need to make this happen. You have everything. So healing that heart. Yeah, so the energy, it looks like right now, and it could be love, but there's definitely adventure, and this loyal heart. Could be just maybe you found your tribe, you know, I don't know. Maybe you have friends, family, a group of people that have like interests. It could be a tribe thing, but there's some healing that has happening. Spirit is taking care of that. Spirit is taking care, letting go. It's telling you, make sure you're letting go. Understanding how you got there in the first place and where it came from is good, which is also about the Hanged Man energy. Once you understand it, you can let it go, and the healing happens. And then once you've healed, you can integrate, be open to that love again, and great big love. So it's the altruistic love, which to me is about this loyal heart too. Again, could be romantic, but I feel like it's something bigger than that. Some of you may say, what's bigger than that? But I feel like it is. This is about opening up to vulnerability again. And again, 6 of Cups, opening the heart, being vulnerable. Hanged Man again. Your future self telling you to just look at things a little differently, and don't be stingy. Don't be afraid to give. I think that's what this is. Don't be afraid to give. Don't hoard. Don't hang on to the love. Just don't be afraid of it. Go. The Hierophant says, if you want to change things in your life, if you want to start leading your life with an open heart, and you want to experience vulnerability, because it's beautiful, it really truly is. It's one of the most beautiful things. I think it's what makes us living. I think I was going to say human, but I can see vulnerability in other creatures as well. So yeah, this vulnerability. Brown Bear is like, take the time out. Brown Bear, the future self is saying, take the time out to do a little internal work with the Hierophant. Go with your spiritual self. Look at things a little differently. And I think you're going to come out with this openness. I think it's like leading life with your heart. I think that's the feeling I'm getting. You're going to lead with your heart. It's not about romantic love. It's about feeling instead of thinking. Decisions you make are it looks like going to be based on how that makes you feel. And vulnerability, you can't feel anything if you're not vulnerable. But I think that this is going to be your superpower. You are going to end up with this loyal heart with great big love, this vulnerable self. It just keeps growing. I mean, look at the energy here. There's excitement, there's creativity, heart chakra is exploding with passion. I think this is it. This is, and this might be about something. I don't know. This is maybe, I don't know, career, creativity, but I think you've got it. You're in this thing now. It's definitely a new adventure. You have everything in your power to make it happen. In this category is about the loyal heart, loyalty, friendships, mutual respect, treasuring those friendships, yeah, and then the healing and stuff over here, the spirits saying once you get through this, you can integrate it, turns into this big love, and your higher spirit is doing the same, or your future self is saying the same thing. Future self is like, man, I was really stingy. I used to be stingy. I used to be a hoarder. I used to not let anybody in. I had walls built up so high. I had friends, but they didn't mean anything to me because I wasn't going to be allowing myself to be hurt. I wouldn't be vulnerable. Had friends, but they weren't real friends. And because of that, somebody let you down. Somebody betrayed you. Something like that. Yeah, brown bear spirit. Take time out. Do the spiritual work. Shift your perspective and allow this beautiful, loving energy to come through. Wow. Well, thank you for tuning in, everybody. I do new moon and full moon pretty much every month. It's fairly new, just the last couple of months. It's my first time doing this. I did it for myself earlier, and I loved it so much that I wanted to do it for you too. And I did, and then I completely messed up on my recording and lost it, the entire thing. So I'm doing it again because I loved it enough to do it twice. So I am. Completely different results, but equally good. And more interesting, I think, this second time around. Reasons for everything, right? So thanks for tuning in, and please give me a like and a subscribe and share if you would. And I will see you full moon or new moon. And too, if you like these kinds of things, let me know and I can make time for them as well. Thanks. Bye.